G'day everyone, welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. Today I'm going to do the field progression and I'm going to play it a little bit different than I did last time. I'm going to use a lay bet and I'll show you how this works. We'll get started. We start at the $5 level, get some dice. Here's some dice here, coming out. Alright, so that's not a field number, so we lose that bet. And I'll put them over here so we know where we're up to. Go back down again. And that's not a field number either. So our first two bets have lost. So now we double it up to the next level. And that's a yo. So that wins in the field. Just put that there. So what we do, we just stick that there and we same bet. Because by doing it this way, this will pay, basically if we win, that'll pay there and we get our profit. And we've got back-to-back yos. So that's a winner. What I might do, I might grab another rack there so we can track our winnings, and we'll try and work through our bankroll. So in this case we get paid there, which is great. That obviously pays for those losses. And this is our original bet. We just go back down to the 5 and we'll rack that up there. This can go back to the house and we're done. So I'm just random rolling this. Oh, to be clear, I had a $1,000 bankroll as well. 5. Back in again, and another 5 back to back. So that's our second one. So we go up to the next level, and that's an 8. So that's our first one at this level fails. So now we go to the second one, and if we win on this, we will parlay the win. It's not going to be. So we lost that one. So now we go up to the $20 level. And when we do that, we also introduce a $30 lay. And this is a bit I wanted to show you. So what happens here, any 7s that come along, we'll keep increasing the lay in proportion to how we increase this bet. This bet is literally just another unit. Basically divide that in half and then add it again. That's what the lay is. That's the kind of formula. It's always 3 to 2 is the kind of ratio. So what will happen, if 7 comes, it basically ends up being a wash. Yes, we have to pay $1 vig, but you know, that's better than losing our bet. The other thing here, if the 9 lay does get hit, yes, we will lose $30, but we will win 20 here. So it's only a $10 loss, which is always, and so the loss is always going to be half of our bet. So we can kind of track that a little bit differently, but let's see how we go. Because there's a 4, so that's a winner, and that's a parlay. So we'll just stick it there and parlay it, and back-to-back 4s. So that's going to be a $40 winner. Just like that. This is what we started with, and there we go. This can all come back down. There are all our losses, and now we start back at 0. Oh, I also forgot to say, our lay comes back down as well. So I only bring the lay when we get to the $20 level, because it really only works at that level. From there upwards. 4. So that's nice. It's the first time we've actually had our initial bet actually win on the first roll. 6, no cigar. So we'll lose that one. Back in again. And that's nice. So this is one of those cases where we win twice. So we can kind of put that one there as a sort of a same bet situation now, but we'll still parlay. 7, so we lose, but that's okay. We just come back in here at the same level. 3. So we win that one, parlay. And there's a 6, 2, 8. So that is not a winner, that's a loser. That's our second one done at that level. And I'll kind of do it like that so we don't confuse ourselves. Now we go up to the two unit level. And there's our trusty 7. So we lose here. Another bet at the 2 unit level. And whoops, get him out of there. There's an 8. That's our second bet at the 2 unit level. Now here we go up to the $20 level, and we put in our lay on the 9. Three. Whoops. So that's a winner. So we just do same bet. We stick him here on the side. We just same bet it. And 10. So we got through that one without having to go to the parlay level, and that's all our profit. Goes into our rack. This is what we come back. That's the original bet. Go back in. And we start over. Oh, we need to remember to bring our lay down. There's a 10. So that's a winner. So we always parlay on our first ones. And 5, 2, 7. So back in. And we've got a 6, 3, 9. It's nice that the 9 has come while we're not on it. So we parlay. And 4, 2, 6. But we don't make it. So now we go up to the two unit level, or $10. And we've got a 6. So that's a loser. Another one. That's a 5. All right. So now we get up to, need to get some reds here. And need to go 20 there, 30 in on the lay, on the 9. So you can see that there. So 20 there, 30 here on the lay. Let's see what happens. We've got a 6, no cigar. So need to do it again. And a 7. So we've finally actually got to see this. We lose this. Excuse me. This pays, comes back. We do owe $1 vig. So we'll get back 4. And our lay stays up. So all in all, costs us $1, but we haven't progressed the level, and that's just the important thing. We're staying at the same level, even though a 7 would have pushed us up. And I think this little difference here actually will make a big difference in how far you go down your progression level, because the 7s aren't hurting us. Sure, the 9's hurting us, but the 9 only happens 4 in 36. The 7 is 6 in 36. So, and when the 9 does hurt us, we only lose half our bet. So it's actually a pretty nice trade-off. 8. So there we go. So now we go up to the next level. So we're at the $20 level. We need to go to the $40 level. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand the dealer 100 there, and I'll get a whole lot of reds. Get $100 in reds because I think we'll need them. All right. So need to put down 40. So this is the first at the $40 level. Oh, and before I forget, remember we need to go up on our lay. So we actually need to double our lay from 30 to 60 now at this level. So just remember to do that. Now we got a 9. So that's the worst that can happen. So we hit our lay. So we get paid. So we'll take that down. We do get paid. But as you can see, we're down $20. So it's put that back up again. Sorry, put it back up again. So get this right. Put our lay back up to 60, and we'll remember. How can I show that? I'll show it over here with a $20 loss. So I'll kind of put it here because this is the level we're at. This is the first we're at. So we've kind of got to remember that these are kind of half losses. So if we get it happen a couple of times, we can go, oh yeah, that's a half loss. It's only really equivalent to losing 1. But you can still just step up to the next level in the progression. It's just for your own kind of benefit to track where you're at in the progression. You can use some chips in your chip rail, so back-to-back 9s. So again, not a great outcome, but we do get paid over here. And that gets paid there. We'll add the 20, so the 25, or it's actually 20 we're adding, and we'll go back up on our lay. So those back-to-back losses, that's basically, I just put that back at the right level. That's equivalent to 1 loss. We've had 2 half losses is equivalent to 1 loss, and that's why you kind of need to track it in. Maybe use a different coloured chip or something in your chip rack. Maybe track these with whites and then use or something else in your chip rack. Or maybe if you've got them upright, put 1 flat to mean a half loss, something like that. So we've had back-to-back 9s, which is one of the worst things that can happen, besides a 5, 6, 8. But it's still only kept us at the same level. Okay, so that's a 5. So now we've lost at that level, we need to go up to the next level. So now we go up to the $80 level. But if we hadn't had the lay there with all those 7s, we would have actually gone up a lot further in the progression. Again, we need to double this. So this is where it does start to get a lot higher. We need to go up to $120. That's what we're doing there on our lay. And we've had a 5, 4, 9 again. Not getting off that 9. So we lose the lay, but as you'll see, most of it comes back. We win there, but we've actually lost, as you can see there, we've lost $40, which is half our bet, half of our $80 bet. So we'll track that over here as half of our $80 bet losing. Let's put our lay up to 120 again. There we go. Back up to 120. So we're almost at the end of our progression, where you would then go into a recovery betting. And all recovery betting is playing the same thing through, but when instead of starting with a $5 bank starting bet, we started a $10 bet. And recovery betting will take you a few goes through to recover yourself back, so you can now start again at the $5 level. So let's see how we go. And we've got a 7. So 7 doesn't hurt us. Ideally, yes, we'd lose that, but then we get paid here. So because we're playing at $80, we'll owe $4 in vig, which is that there. And that's us done, nothing really happens. And a 10. So we finally got one. Now we are at the sort of, remember we have had a half here, and so it's really up to you what you want to do here. Typically you might want to try and win that back, and so you'd kind of add that back onto it. Or in this case, I'm literally just not going to worry too much, and I'm just going to basically parlay it up and consider myself literally at this second bet at this level, and literally just parlay it. And we've got a 549. So this is an interesting one because we do hit our bet and we do lose this one, but this is actually more than this, so it's quite interesting. So we actually get paid all of that, and we need to get a little bit more and a little bit there on top. So that's our payout. So because we're in the parlay situation, we actually have done better than what our lay would have done. Our lay was basically protecting our base bet. So in this case, we haven't really lost because we've actually made a little bit more. And in fact, the amount we made is literally what we lost here, extra. So we can almost take, basically substitute them out. That one we're kind of basically back to even. By what we've actually won. So we can take this back and just do a same bet at the $80 level. We can rack all this, and we'll keep that there as another same bet. So it's a bit complicated, I guess, when you do the payouts, and you kind of got to figure it out, but it's really the idea of using a lay to actually cover your field bet from the 7. 2, and sorry, what I'll do, 4, put that up here, go back on our lay. So there's our lay. I shouldn't have probably racked that here. I should have kept that over here. Apologies for that. Keep that one there rather than putting it back in the rack. So we're still kind of we did lose a little bit from our first hit, but we kind of recovered it with our second parlay, but it hasn't quite given us everything we need to get back to square one. So we need to do this again. And we've had a 5, so that's a loser. So put that there. Let's go back out with that one. And another 5. So we've well and truly lost at this level. We've well and truly lost this level, so now we have to actually go up again, and this is where you start to get into your bankroll a fair bit, because you've got to basically put another 120 on. So we'll get back, get some change there. Right back in, put 120. So now we're going up to a 240 lay. Now I should colour all this up properly. Let's do that. And colour it up properly. So there we go. So we're all coloured up nicely there. And we've now got to go to the $80 level here. I'll put that down and get some change. And this is our last level, just so you're aware. So at the $80 level, sorry, what did I do? I did that wrong. 40, 80, it's $160 level, sorry. Should have been a bit clearer about that, apologies. Losing track of where I'm up to. So that's our $160 level, covered by a $240 bet. 5 again, my goodness. That 5 is gunning for us. And here we go. 160, last go, before we would get into recovery betting. And that's why, if you watch my last video, your actual total requirement is $2,000. And finally we got a field. We've got a horn. So we do win that one. And this one is a parlay. And we got a 7. So this actually, we lose this, but we get covered for the base bet. And we do owe, so this is a, what do we say this was? It was 160. So that is $9 in vig. Thereabouts, $8 in vig, sorry. Get back to $8 in vig. So we did lose our parlay. There's a yoke. So we go back again, have another shot. 160. So have another shot, parlay it. And unfortunately we've got a 7 again. So take this away. And hand $8 in vig, get 2 back. So as you can see, we're right down to the last of our $1,000 bankroll. So had a pretty ordinary run, and 6. So we didn't get there. We've hit the end of our progression, and that's $1,000 almost that we're down. It's not quite, because we've actually got a couple of hundred up here. You got 200 and what is that? $40. But we have unfortunately hit the end of the progression, and that's where you would go into a round of recovery betting. So let's try and do some of that. So it's been a very, I guess the only fields we got were the 9. In all of that, we got a couple of fields, I guess, but we didn't actually get any back-to-back fields. So, but you know, the casino can't continue to maintain that against you for a long haul. It's just not possible to continue to be biased and not get the field. You have to eventually get a certain number of fields over some amount of time. So I'm buying in again. Sorry, that's a little bit, maybe, well, I do say 2,200 normally is what I say in this strategy. So I'll just bring in 1,000. So I'm not bringing in 2,000, just bringing in 1,000. Back into our rack. And if you're ever going to play a progression like this, you don't ever think you can play it and not have a decent bankroll behind you. You have to have a bankroll behind you to play it. All right, let's get some reds. these over here. Some reds. And let's also get some greens. So I get 500 in green. Oh, get some greens. So now we're going to go into a recovery bedding, which can take some time to recover because you have to play until you recover your original $1,000. Well, it was 800 we have to recover. So keep a target of that, 800. Now it's actually a bit less than that because we do have, this is what we had in profit, which is over 100. So it's about 700, less than 700, maybe 600. Because by the time I take this in here, that's 100 there, that's 200. So we've got basically 200 in our rack, plus we already had 240 or so. So we're really only down about 600 at the most, at the very most. Didn't look that great, but we are down 600 from our $1,000 bankroll. So that kind of gives us a rough idea of what our target is to hit. So now we start at the $10 level. I'll get some new dice. So we've gone, let's say we've had a little break. Maybe we haven't. Maybe we've just said, okay, let's pull out the next part of our bankroll. Let's keep going. Whatever does it for you. There's 10. That's a winner. So always parlay. 5. So it loses. Another 10. There's a 3. Always parlay that first 2 bets. And there's a yo. So we finally got one. So we get 20 bucks. Right, too much. There we go. So 20, put it up this end of our rack. And take that down. Let's start again. $10. That's quite interesting. I don't think we've had midnight or maybe we had one. Aces, we've had very few doubles. I mean, it's been very, very poor with the field. I think the only popular field number was the 9. The irony of that is... Okay, so we lost that one. Let's go in again. So yeah, we certainly got hit on that 9. But you know, we also recovered from the 7 a lot of times as well. So there's that 9 again. Parlay. And 4. 4 come hard. So we win that one. Put that back in our rack. Start over. Six came hard. And there's a 9 again. Tell you what, that 9 is hot today. Here we go, parlay. And there's that 5. It's an interesting thing when you're on the field, it always seems that that 5 just comes up so much more than you'd ever think a number could. So here we are at the $20 level already on our second bet, and this is where we can start using our lay. Six. So again. Now 8. Alright, so no cigar there. Now we need to go up to 40. And we need to double our lay bet to $60. 3. So that wins. So this is us doing recovery betting. So put that one over there because he's the first. It's the first at this level. So we always do a same bet. And that 9. Could you believe it? It's a very popular field number tonight. So we lose there, but we win here. So we end up losing. We've got what have I? Oh, sorry, it needs to be 40. Looking at that, yeah, $40. So we lose 60, and we need to take this out of our bankroll and bump it back up to. Do it this way. Going back up to 60 again. So this one still goes. So we've lost kind of a half bet. So maybe I'll just mark it with the white chip so you kind of got a bit of an idea there. But we've still got this same bet here. Now the half bet we lost is half of this, which is 20. So you could just bump the 20 on it and say I'm going to try and recover it and do something like that. You know, it's flexible in a way. And hitting that 9. We just seem to hit that 9. You wouldn't believe it, eh? So in this case, we do get paid. So we actually cleared this one out. So we can take that marker away that we cleared that one out. So that's what we get paid, but we need to put one back because we lose this here. So we lose that one there, but we did clear that one. So now we go back up onto our $60 up here. Just making sure we've got $60 there. Put this back in our rack. And let's do the same thing. We'll keep it running to try and clear this one. And we've got a yo. So even though it's going against us, it's actually not as bad as it actually could be by putting that on top. Need to count that. There we go. So we've cleared that one out and we're now back at a same bet situation. So we can put that back in our rack and same with that one. We just go back to here, same bet situation. Because we haven't progressed, we managed to hang in there. We got knocked off the 9, we pumped our bet up a bit, and that actually allowed us to clear it out. We got to hit the 9 again, and so we then cleared it out by having that extra bit up there, getting that yo. So now we're in the same bet situation. We haven't progressed, and the important thing is we haven't progressed up the level. Even though the worst, one of the worst things that can happen to us is to get knocked off the 9 and have it happen multiple times. So, oops, dropped my dice there. Maybe I'll drop that again. Maybe I'll get some fresh dice. Let's do that. All right. Keep dropping them. They must want to come out of my hand for a good reason. So we're still at the first level. Same bet situation. We've just got to get another one. 5? No. Can't get it. So go back here, back over to here. and 7. All right, so really not a great run. So that's a terrible run, but this pays for our bet here. So we've got 40 bucks on there. We need to pay $2 in vig. So we take 2 bucks here, give that to the dealer, and we'd get paid up here, and we'd use that and go straight back in. So nothing really happens other than we had to pay a bit of vig. And 10. So finally got a non-9 field number. You wouldn't think there's any other field number on this game. So given that we've lost one at this level, we have to now do a parlay bet. Now I don't have to stack it up, I'll just stick it beside it. And beautiful. Now this is what you love to see. This is like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because we've got a reasonable amount of money out there. We've actually got 80 bucks out here. So I can actually colour that up a little bit better than that. All right, so it's 80 bucks and we get paid twice that, right? So we're going to get paid $160. So there's 1, 50, 60, and we've recovered and cleared everything here and made a substantial amount of profit. All right, here we go. So let's put that in our rack. Put that up in our rack, up here. So getting kind of close. So what have we got? We've got 150, almost 250. So I said we're about almost halfway through our recovery. And I should say we've got to pull back down our lay. All right, so let's go back down to the $10 bet. And get that out of the way. Let's see how we go. And we got a ace deuce. There's 10, parlay. 5, that 5 keeps coming up. Probably comes up as much as the 9, I guess. All right, so second $10 bet. And there's a 6, easy. So we've done our first 2 bets. Now we've got to go up to the $20 level and drop our $30, lay the 9. And here we go. 10. Game hard. There we go. So this one's the same bet because we're at the first bet of this level. So it's the same bet situation. 5. So didn't get there. So lose that. Put that one in. Yo. So that's good. We basically get that one back. Put him over there. We're at the same bet situation. And yo. So great, we finally got there. So all that goes back up in our rack. Start back at the $10 level. This put back up here. I'll put that there. And there we are. All good. Let's take this out. Get us back down to a black chip there. And here we go. So we're still recovering. Better remember to pull down our lay. So we're still in the recovery bet. I can see we haven't really made a huge dent, but we have made some. We've got a little way to go yet. 3. But the idea behind doubling your bet, by changing gears effectively, changing gears means you need to win fewer bets to recover the bets that you'd lost. That's the idea behind it. 9. So that's a nice, that one pays us more than any of the other bets because we didn't have any losses to recover. And it's all pure profit. So we actually get 3 units for that one. Put that one there. Whoops. Drop the dice. Don't know where he rolled. He rolled under the table somewhere. Alright, some more dice. And we've got a 3 again. So, parlay. And there's that 7. So obviously we're not protected by a lay at this one, at this level. Okay, second bet at this level. And another 7, back-to-back 7s. Right there, now we're up at the $20 level. We've got 30 over here. And another 7, that's 3 in a row. But we're protected, we just have to dollar vig, and away we go. And we got an 8. Another $20. And we've got a 6, 2, 8 again. Second one, so now we've got to go up to 40. And we need to double our bet. I'll get some reds. Need to double our bet. Just be clear, this is a lay. Put it back in the rack. In fact, what I should do is just grab a bunch of reds because we're going to need them. Sure, no more can go in there. No. Good. So we've got 40 on here and a $60 lay. And we got 4. Came hard. So first bet at this level, so we same bet. Just put that there on the side. 6 came hard. Whoops. Was a 6. Oh, anyway, he rolled, but yeah, it was 6. So we lose that one. Slot him back in. And let's see what we get. That 9. Of course, got to hit the 9. And rolled again. Apologies for that. So in this case, we win down here. But we do lose our lay. So we take that back. And we do have to, so we kind of need to go back up on our lay, put that bit back, $20 back into there, and I'll just mark it that we had a loss there, and I'm going to go back up and put the $20 on top, see if we can recover it back. We got a 10, so that's nice. We recovered the $20, plus we hit there, and we need to get $20 over here. Just grab some more reds. All right, so there's our $20. We can take that marker off, put that back in our rack here. Put this back in our rack as well. And this one, because it's at the second bet at this level, we need to parlay. I'll just put it beside it. So it does need to be a parlay. And unfortunately it's a 6. So not getting there. We've lost that bet. Stick it there. So now we've got to dig in. So not at the $40 level, we're now at the $80 level. So starting to get a little bit up there, and we need to double this from 60 to 120. So I'll take one of our blacks, put that back up. That's $120 lay. But remember, it is protected by 80 bucks that we're going to get on the field if it does hit. So it's a half loss, as you've seen. 6. So that's the first one here. 80. Again. And of course, that's the only field number we can get is a 9. So we get paid here, and basically let's take this down so you can see that's what we lose. We lose the 120. We get paid over here 80 bucks. We need to reach in and take 40 out of our bankroll to make it back up. Get us back up to that $120 level. Oops, they're falling all over. Alright, so it gets us back up to the $120 level. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Did I mark that one? I'm not sure what I did there. Apologies. I'm going to mark this one here, and we're going to go back up and put 40 on top to try and recover it. That 40 that we lost. I'll just put it beside it. Why not? So we're basically trying to recover the 40 that we lost, and hopefully we get a field on our next. Oops, off the table. Roll some new dice. And we've got 10, so we managed to recover. So recover this marker, and we get paid there. And we get paid there. That can go back in a rack because we've recovered it. This can go back in a rack, and this has to parlay because remember we are still at this same level, and this is the second bet at this level. We haven't progressed up yet, so we are at the same bet. We've just got to do another same bet. Oh, sorry, a parlay I should say. And there's a 4. So eventually dice have to go in your favour at some point. They can't continually go against us. So we finally got something there. So recover all this all the way back. Whoops. Knocking chips over. So we have recovered some back. So let's do a stock take of where we're at. And you do have to kind of do this. You need to keep track of where you're at. There's 100, so let's just put that down as a black. Right, so 100, 200, 300, 400. So there's 400, and we've got a 50 here. let's get rid of all these. Take these back up to the dealer. Just colouring up in a way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember we started with 1,000 and then we brought in another 1,000, so 2,000 is kind of where we need to be back to zero, and we want to see if we've recovered. So I'm going to consolidate everything that we've got. That's another 100 there. So I'll throw that one in. Consolidate this. And a couple of reds, a couple of greens. Alright, so these all become blacks. 3 blacks there. Let's see where we're at. So there's 1,000 there, and a little bit here. There's 1,000 there. So where are we at? Still down a fair way, I think. So we're got 400 to go, roughly. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to get back to where we were. But we are on our way. It's actually slightly less than 400, it's 350. Or 340 is what we've got to get to make us get back to square one in our recovery bedding. So it's worth knowing where you're at. So we kind of recovered about half of what we lost. And recovery is a fight. I mean, this is why you bring in your ammunition to play. It's a fight. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely a fight. So let's continue and see how we go. See if we can get back. Oh, I actually forgot our lay. My goodness. So we know we've got a fair bit of cash up here. That's another black chip. I'll take that back. So what do we say? It was 340. So it's really 240. And we've actually got 20 there. So it's really 220 that we've actually got to recover. So 220 is where we've got to be to get back to zero. So most of the way there. I was actually surprised. I was looking at it thinking that doesn't seem right, but I forgot we actually had our lay here. So let's keep going. Let's see if we can get the extra 220 and get back to zero. And this way you've seen the whole thing play all the way through from a disastrous roll, which has been a pretty ordinary roll, and all the recovery fighting that you do to get back. So we'll see how we go. Doesn't mean we will get back. You can certainly, the bad roll can continue for a while, but we just hope that it doesn't. There's an 8. There's a 4. So we parlay that. A 7. Dice really aren't being that kind to us, and that's okay. I might need to colour some of this up. Let's get me some reds. There we go. So I've got some reds, we need those, and I probably need some more greens. Let's get 500 in greens. One more. All right. There we go, 500 in greens. All right, so that's our first at the, oh no, that was at that level, sorry. So now we go at the $40 level, sorry, the $20 level, I should say. $20, so we double at the $10 bet. Because we're playing 20, we can now use our lay. Lay for 30, pays 20, very simple. and let's see how we go. 7, so basically need to pay $1 vig. Get 4 back. And don't underestimate that 7. It is a killer. It's a killer for your progression. It will easily whoosh you up through your levels. That's why we're trying to play the 9. And sure, the 9, we get hurt on the 9, but it's not as bad as getting hurt on a 7. Alright, so let's get paid here. This is a same bet situation, so we'll just stick it there. And the whole idea behind the same bet is you lose this, you come back in again, so you can have win-loss, 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 you know, for quite a while. Potentially, and you're not actually progressing up through your levels. So it's kind of a little fire break in a way. It kind of stops you progressing up. But obviously once you get 2 losses in a row, or if you get just a loss straight up, then you have to go to the next bet at that level, and that always requires you to parlay in order to recover the previous bet you lost, plus also all of your previous losses, and give you profit. Because the whole point is it's got to generate profit as well. It's not just about recovering your loss, it's got to generate the profit too. So in this case it's a 5, so we lose that. We put in here. And back-to-back 5s. So that's a case of losing twice in a row. So I'll just mark it there. So we go back up again. So this is the second bet at this level, and an 8. So we haven't made it. So we've now got to go up to the $40 level, and we need to double our lay. All right. And a 7, so that doesn't affect us other than we have to pay a couple of dollars vig, because we're getting paid $40. You pay $1 for every $20 you win in vig, so it's $2. $8. So that hurts us, but we go back up again. Aces. So that's nice. We get paid twice. Oh, 3. I'm not paying that right, am I? There, 3. There we go. So we get paid. So that's great. We obviously, when we're at this level, we can treat it as a sane bet. But given we've been paid, we've effectively got what we need in order to make our profit. We don't need to do a parlay, because doing the parlay win would have actually given us the same amount. So I think if we do that, that comes out here, and we've effectively got our 2 units there. So that will, let's just do the math here. So we've paid for that one there, and now we've got to make sure that so I'll keep that one over there. We've got to make sure that all of this pays all of this. Let's do the math. Let's see how it comes out. Now that was a parlayed win. I can tell that was a parlay win, so that didn't come out of our bankroll. This all came out of our bankroll. So we've got 20, 40, 50, 60. Right, so we need to have 60. So we're not quite there. We've only got 40. So in this case, I'll stick that over there. This one I'll put back because I know we've paid, and it's basically back to a same bet situation. So we've still got to do another bet. 9. Fortunately, we do get paid, but we lose half, basically half of that bet there, which is $20. And let's get paid down here. But we do lose $20. So what we want to do is put us up 20 bucks here. And that's it. And sorry, got to put our lay back. Gosh, keep forgetting to do that, don't I? Every time. There's our lay, $60 lay. Right. So here we go. Put that back up there. We've got a 4. So that's the best outcome we could hope for. Well, not the best. Aces or midnight would be the best. So this is actually the first time I've actually run this with the lay. So just to make it clear, I haven't actually practiced this at all. It was just something I thought of, and I thought this is actually an interesting idea. I want to see how it plays out. So now I'm confident that we've actually paid off all of our previous losses. We recovered the loss that we got on the 9, plus I've had the additional hit that puts us in the profit because we've still got this one here. So we're well and truly covered all of our loss over here that we had. So that's a good outcome. It's kind of nice when a field, when you got yourself up to a reasonably high level and you get that, you know, the double comes up. It's very, very nice when that happens. So there we are. So let's continue. Do we want to continue? I think we might be. So let me check where we're at here. So we've got 1,000 there. 1,000, 1,100. So we've got 1,100 plus 600. Let's just make sure 600. Oh, plus my lay. There it is. So I keep forgetting that lay up the corner there. So there's a bit more profit. So 600 plus 1,100 is 1,700, 1,750, almost 1,775. So we're slowly getting back. We're fighting our way back, and it's a fight. It really is a fight, and you'll feel it if you do play this kind of progression. And the reason why I'm showing this is progressions are kind of scary. Even though you look at probability, you go, you know, yeah, I do the math on it, and you think, well, it's really unlikely that you get that far down. But I tell you what, it's surprising how often it can actually creep up through the levels, and that's why I've kind of thought introducing the lay would help do that. And I think it actually does stop you progressing to some degree. Now, certainly the 7s don't hurt you on those higher levels. The one bit where you didn't get the cover is obviously when you've parlayed up. It only covers your base bet, but it still saves you progressing a level. However, you do lose that half on the 9, half your bet on the 9. But as we've shown in just about all the cases, not everyone, but most of the cases, we've actually been able to recover that half bet on our next roll. So it's actually kind of nice. There's a yo. That's a straight up a winner on there. So we parlay. We're just hoping we get them back to back fields. And there's a 9. That's what we want to see, because this one gives us 3 units of profit. So there's our 3 units of profit for our original bet. So they're the ones you really, you know, when the fields are hitting, they're the ones you want to have. Put that over here. Put that there. All right. So let's start again. Aces. It's a shame we weren't up another level. Again, I'm just going to take that straight as a win. Not even going to parlay it. I'm just going to rack that. Yo. Maybe I should have parlayed it, but I think it's good to always try and not progress. There's a 5. So we go again. There's another 5. Second loss. And we need to go to 20 and our $30 lay. I'm a bit worried how long the video is going, so I might end it very soon. And there's a 9, of course. So we hit our 9, we get paid. We lose this one. So it's a $30, it's half of that, so we've got to get $10. So we'll go back up on our lay. I'm just going to put a marker there, and I'm going to just put the $10 back on. Put that back there. See if we can recover it. And we did. So that's good. Get paid here, and we get paid here. Right, so we can put all that back in our rack. We're covered. Take our little marker off, and you'd use something like this in your chip rack. You'd use something to keep track of where you're up to. All right, so now we're same bet situation. We just want to get another field number, and we did. We got one, so that's great. There we go. Got all our profit that we needed. Back in our rack. Lost a little bit there. That's a loss. We'll take that. Put this back in our rack. So I'm going to put these two back because they're $100 stacks. So there we are, 200 back. All right, let's see where we ended up. We're pretty close getting there. I don't think we're all the way, but you've got, by now I hope you understand how you do recovery betting. So there's 1,000, 300. This is 500. One, two, three, four, 5. So we're just down, just slightly under where we're covering our bankroll back to where we were before disaster struck, and we had that terrible run without too many fields, and the only thing we hit was, I think, our 9. So we had a terrible run, but we're almost back to where we started. So yes, sure, we haven't made a profit, but the fact is you've actually recovered from a pretty ordinary run of dice. And the whole point of this video is to sort of show you the techniques and tools that you can use if you are going to play some kind of progression. You need to have a stopping point, like what we did. We stopped at a certain point, and then we said, okay, let's change gears. We'll change gears. Instead of betting at the $5 level, we'll start betting at the $10 level. And that means we just need less events, less successful events, in order to recover our losses. So we need half the amount of things to go in our favour than the losses that went against us. So that's the kind of logic of why you're changing gears to go up into that starting at the $10 level. I think throwing in the lay, it actually does work. I'm actually surprised it actually did work, and we were able to even recover from those losses that when the lay did get knocked off, we actually were able to recover those half bet losses. So I think that actually it proved to me that it's actually pretty good. You just need to be prepared that you know, with any progression system, you need to bring bankroll, and that's what we've got here. We're only down 100. What is it? 25, 30, 35, 40, 42. So you know, we're down $158. 158. That's all we're down. So you know, we play this a little bit longer, and we'll easily recover. I'm just a bit concerned how long the video is going, so I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to say, you know, that's good enough. We could continue to play, but I just don't want to drag it out any longer. You've seen how it works. So I'm really keen to get your thoughts on progression. And you know, I do accept, yes, you need a big bankroll to play this, but you know, you're fooling yourself if you think you can play any kind of progression if you don't have a big bankroll behind you to do that. So keep that in mind, and yeah, at least I've introduced something that I haven't seen anyone else do this, using the field and the lay like this. I haven't seen that. It was just something that sort of occurred, and this is the first time I've rolled it out. So yeah, keen to see what other people think about this. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.